19. That's the starting field. 40 laps will be the distance. We'll start things off Saturday evening with the 40-lap feature event for the NASCAR-sanctioned Winston Busch late model stock cars. And Bill Johnson, former Kentucky asphalt champion, started up inside row number 1 and led Bill Kimmel Jr. down the back straightaway with the number 8 of Chuck Winters running third, Dean Donahoe at fourth, and Preston Ford rounding out the top 5 in the early going. Chuck Winters takes away the number 2 position as Carl Wheeler gets shuffled to the outside, car number 34, and drops back a bit in the field. Out of turn number 4, and it's Bill Johnson. In trouble up in turn number 4, and it's Keith Gardner in car number 98 spinning around in the 4-turn area. Gardner quickly turns his Ford Thunderbird around and remains on the lead lap for the moment. Car number 5, Bill Johnson, clicks off lap number 3, and they're back into turns 1 and 2. The number 8 of Chuck Winters still at second, and it's the number 69 of Bill Kimmel Jr. running third. At fourth, it'll be the number 20 of Preston Ford, followed by the number 00 of Dean Donahoe, and they're back into turns 1 and 2. 36 laps remaining. Brian Baum in car number 74, the last car on the lead lap. Bill Johnson shuffles in close to him now as they move out of the 4th turn. Chuck Winters in car number 8 is currently at second. Right now has Bill Kimmel Jr. in car number 69 at third. Bill Johnson now ducks low to the inside of Brian Baum to put Baum 1 lap down as they move out of turn number 4. They're back into turns 1 and 2. Chuck Winters continues to run at second. Bill Kimmel at third. Preston Ford having a good run so far at fourth. And then rounding out the top 5, Dean Donahoe. The number 05 of Larry Metters, followed by Jim Bartley, Todd Robinson, Joe Williamson Sr. and Jr. "32 laps remaining. And the race leaders move past the inside of Donnie Thorpe and Brian Baum into turns 1 and 2. Bill Johnson looking for his first career feature event victory here at Louisville Motor Speedway in the feature event column, leads the field back into turns 1 and 2. Chuck Winters at second place. Bill Kimmel Jr. striving for a top 3 finish here tonight at Louisville Speedway. Would really actually like to win the event, but needs a top 3 to keep his running order strong in the NASCAR Mid-America region. 10 laps are down and 30 to go, and it's Bill Johnson in the Billy Harris prepared Chevrolet Camaro out front. Trouble in turn 4. Donnie Thorpe in car number 19 glides down to the infield portion of the 4th turn area. We remain green flag racing. Battle for second now, and it's the number 69 of Bill Kimmel Jr. moving. With Johnson in command, Chuck Winters motored up along the inside of Bill Kimmel Jr. and took away the number 2 position. With Preston Ford running 4th and Dean Donahoe in the number 5 position. Bill Kimmel Jr. continues to ride 3rd. Good battle back at 4th, and it's Dean Donahoe in car number 00 moving up to the outside of Preston Ford into turns 1 and 2. Roland Isaacs in car number 4 has had a problem with his machine, and he drops back a bit. Dean Donahoe moves around the outside of the number 20 of Preston Ford, and he'll take away the number 4 position. The race leader continues to be Bill Johnson. Back into turns 1 and 2. About 6, 7, maybe 8 car lengths back now to Chuck Winters at second as they move back into turns 3 and 4. 23 will make that 23 laps remaining at this point in the event. Bill Johnson continuing to lead as they move down into turns 3 and 4. Back into turns 1 and 2 now with 22 remaining. Dean Donahoe in car number 00 now closing in behind the number 69 of Bill Kimmel Jr. as he pulls to the outside of him, coming down the front straightaway. Preston Ford now engaged in a battle with Larry Metters, and they're side by side into turns 1 and 2. With 20 laps remaining, Bill Johnson is halfway home to his first feature win here in 1994 at Louisville Motor Speedway. Chuck Winders in car number 8 now has closed in to within about 3 car lengths of Bill Johnson as they move back into turns 3 and 4. Winders now looking to the outside, and now has closed in to less than a car length now on Bill Johnson as they move out of the second turn and down the backstretch. Alan Williams Jr. in car number 85 getting out of the racing groove there momentarily. Bill Johnson now closing in on some slower traffic. Carl Wheeler in car number 34 directly ahead of our race leader as they move into turns 3 and 4. And trouble for the number 44 of Calvin Crane, who spins up the banking down in turns 3 and 4. Now with 16 laps remaining. And the number 5 of Bill Johnson moves down to the inside of Carl Wheeler, trying to put him 1 lap down as the yellow flag comes out. The yellow flag flies with 15 laps remaining. Yellow flag coming out for car number 44, Calvin Crane, bringing the field under caution with 15 laps remaining in tonight's Winston Busch late model feature event. Rare feature wins here at Louisville Speedway. Keith Gardner, the point leader, back in the field some, coming into tonight's racing action with only a 10-point edge over Bill Kimmel Jr. We could have a new points leader when the checkered flag falls as well. Out of turn number 4, the green flag is out. And the field rushes off into turns 1 and 2. Into the back straightaway, still double filed for the first 8 positions as they move out of turn number 4. Later, Larry Metters spun over in turn number 2 while battling for a top 5 in the running order. Racing down into turns 3 and 4 and coming back to the yellow flag, Chuck Winders out-hustles Bill Johnson to the start-finish line and takes over the number 1 position. Spinning over in the second turn area, and it brings the field back under caution. And the green flag is out. They're back into turns 1 and 2. Bill Johnson on the outside of Chuck Winders, and they're side by side. After the green flag reappeared, Bill Johnson races around the outside of Chuck Winders to take the number 1 position back. Winders now runs at second. Kimmel goes third. Dean Donahoe up to the number 4 position. Jr. as Dean Donahoe drops back to 4th, and Joe Williamson runs 5th. Todd Robinson down underneath Williamson now to battle for the number 5 position. They're back into turns 1 and 2. And it looks like Calvin Crane glides up the banking some there in turn number 2 as about half the field gets underneath him, moving back into the 3rd and 4th turn. Dean Donahoe in car number 00 now reclaims the number 3 position as they move down the back straightaway. Todd Robinson now up along the inside of the number 69 of Bill Kimmel Jr. Oh, and Todd Robinson along with Bill Kimmel Jr. touched there momentarily. Kimmel drops back several positions in the field, and they're back into turns 1 and 2. Press box. Saturday night's fastest qualifier and 3-time defending late model track champion and current points leader Keith Gardner in car number 98 was hustling all along to try to recover from an early spin in the event, but he had a lot of distance to make up as the number 5 machine of Bill Johnson leads the field back into turns 1 and 2. That's 5th, then going 6th, it's Joe Williamson Jr., 7th to Preston Ford, and then going 8th, it's Lenny LeGrand, 9th to the number 69 of Bill Kimmel Jr. They're back into turns 1 and 2. Lenny LeGrand now diving low underneath Bill Kimmel Jr. to challenge for about the number 8 position as they move out of turn number 4. They're side by side down the front straightaway. 5 laps remaining for car number 5, Bill Johnson out of the Billy Harris Racing Stables. And now less than 4 to go. Bill Johnson picking up the new livery on the car here a few weeks ago from Ken Holback's Car America and Kentucky Clutch Rebuilders, Don Conover's Body Shop, and Ashby Trucking Company on that 1994 Chevrolet Camaro, picking up several new. Todd Robinson dives to the inside of Chuck Winders to take over second place with very little time left in the event. White flags out for Bill Johnson. And the number 5 machine, a 1994 Chevrolet Camaro out of the Harris Racing Stables. Bill Johnson collects his first career feature event victory at Louisville Motor Speedway, driving the Ken Holback's Car America, Conover's Body Shop, Kentucky Clutch Rebuilders, and Ashby Trucking Company Racing Chevrolet. Bill Johnson comes away with his first career feature event victory here tonight at Louisville Motor Speedway.
Yeah, must have. Gardner switched him out.
Yeah, Gardner got
Yes.
He picked up a couple of new sponsors just a couple of weeks ago. And the Billy Harris prepared Chevrolet Camaro rolls down the front straightaway. The car sponsored by Ken Holback's Car America, as well as Kentucky Clutch Rebuilders, Conover's Body Shop, and Ashby Trucking Company. There he is, Bill Johnson.